Did you know that there's a group of intergalactic fashionistas that are taking Star Wars style to a whole new level? I sat down with one of the founders of the Galactic Coven to talk all things in their massive Instagram takeover.
Hey everyone, welcome to Perfecting the Magic, your home for a chic Disney lifestyle. My name is Juliette, editor in chief extraordinaire over here at Perfecting the Magic, and today we've got something really special coming to the channel for you. You know, here on the channel, we're obsessed with talking about Disney style, and today we are talking about Star Wars style. So I'm going to introduce you to the Galactic Coven. So Kathryn Fan is here with us. She's going to be chatting about all things Galactic Coven and tell us about a special event that's actually happening tonight. So Kathryn, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm Kathryn. And basically, like, I'm part of the Galactic Coven. It's a group of 22 of us, and we just kind of started as a group of friends. One of the girls, Solana, was like, just put out a story one day, and she was just like, hey, like, a bunch of people have been messaging me about Mandalorian, like, wanting to chat about it. And so I'm just going to put out this story, be like, hey, anyone wants to talk, let me know. I'm going to create this group chat, and we'll just talk about Mando. And so it just kind of started from there, and it just grew into like 22 people. We kind of capped it at 22 just because we're like, 22 of going at it like in a chat is like so crazy. So we're like, I don't think we can add anyone else into this chat. So it's just that. And then her and Ren decided to come down to Disney. They do like these Disneyland days. And they kind of were like, hey, do you guys want to meet up? Because I know a bunch of you guys live in like Southern California, and it would just be totally cool to meet everyone in person. So we were like, of course, that'd be awesome. And obviously we were like, we need to dress up. So, because, we obviously are obsessed with Star Wars, and obviously Galaxy's Edge, it's like so beautiful. Batuu is beautiful. It looks like you're in a Star Wars movie. So we were like, obviously we need to do something. So we came up with this idea. We were going to do like a Night Sister look, which is basically just dressing up in red. Just kind of like your own take. We didn't have anything like super particular, just wear whatever you're comfortable with, wear red is the only requirement. And we just met up. So then this whole
Yeah,
thing happened.
yeah, we'll pop in the photos right now. The pictures from the event were amazing.
Thanks.
The to see that many women just overtaking Batu, that was the first thing actually that I saw when it came to Galactic Coven, and I went like, wow, I couldn't imagine what was the reaction of people inside the park when they saw you all together.
It was, I mean, even I was like shocked because, like I said, the only requirement was to wear red, but no one was like, oh, here, this is what I got. It was just kind of like, okay, I'll look for it. And then when we showed up, I was like, how come all of our reds are actually very similar? Like they were the same shade of red. Like it was just crazy. But I mean, just two of us, because my sister is in the group too. And so we went together, and just two of us in red, people already like staring at us. And then it was like, I don't even know like half of these people, like I've never met them in person. And so then it would be like the funniest thing, because we'd be like, okay, like, where are you guys? We're going to meet up. But then I didn't even have to like get an answer because I'd see like five people over there in red. And so it was like, we
It
just
was pretty
kind of,
easy to spot
yeah.
your fellow sisters. Yeah.
Yeah. And so everyone that day, it was like, people would come up to us and they think we were cast members, and they'd ask us like, oh, what are you guys doing? Like, can we take pictures with you? Or like just a bunch of stuff like that. So it was an experience, because I've never like had that type of experience at Disneyland before. And some of the coolest things was like Chewie like spotted us, and he thought we were like bad guys, so he was like taking us away. He like made us stand by this like wall, and he made us like face the wall, and he was like, you guys have to pledge an oath to like leave the dark side and come to the rebellion. But so it was crazy. It was like we turned around, and then he was like, okay, you guys can turn back from the wall now. And we like look, and there's like this huge crowd of people watching, and we're like, what's happening?
Yeah, that must have been something to see. So
Yeah.
so it sounds like the group really started out originally as, just a group of friends who were really excited about Mandalorian, excited about Star Wars, sharing this kind of sisterhood. And now it seems like it's really grown quite a bit to be something more formalized. So can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so when after that whole reaction from Disneyland, we were like super excited, and not all of us are here. We have some people on the East Coast and like up north, but we basically decided like, this is super cool, and it's so amazing that we could find a group of people who like, we all have different opinions of Star Wars. We all like certain things, we all don't agree on the same things, but we're not like fighting with each other, right? We're not like your opinion's wrong, like I don't like you anymore, like because I know a lot of things with fandom, especially Star Wars, it can be kind of scary, kind of toxic, and so we were just like, we're really fortunate that we could find like so many of us who can have these opinions but not judge anyone or make them feel bad. So we decided to start the Instagram because we were like, we just want to show people like, hey, it's possible to find cool people who have the same views as you, who have different views than you, but like won't attack you, like it's possible to find that on the internet. And then in real life. So we started the group, the Instagram, and we've always wanted to feature and like share a bunch of different artists, creators, small shops, who we love, but also who inspire us. So this weekend, the thing that we've been doing this weekend has been like a good like jumping off point for us to finally like be able to get into doing that. Because at first it was just more like, okay, we're gonna like try to build what we can of just like our photos and things like that and kind of spread the message. And then now that we feel like we have more of a like following, I suppose, we thought it'd be a good time to like, start reaching out to other people in the fandom, and not just Star Wars, like we all love everything, but
Absolutely. Yeah, so it sounds like it really started from a place of, hey, let's embrace inclusivity almost in Star Wars, right? We know Star Wars fans like prequels debate versus original trilogy versus how do we feel about the whole Kylo Rey storyline, right? Tons of controversy there. And so this was really meant to be a place on the internet, right? It sounds like where women can come together and celebrate in kind of a safe way their love of Star Wars.
because I just feel like, especially with women and also like female presenting people, because not everyone in our group identifies as like female, but it's like we know like every day, I mean, just being a woman or female presenting in general, people are always questioning us a little bit more, right? It's like we are more aware of certain things, and so especially in fandom, that's the thing, like we would always get questions of like, oh well, are you really a fan? And then you get like all these like tests, right? Like I have to prove myself to you. Or even like if I say like I got into Star Wars mostly because of the prequels, because at the time, like I was like 10 or whatever, right? Like when these came out. It's like I knew about Star Wars beforehand, but like then I got really into it from the prequels. But it's like I say that and I get attacked, right? They're like, oh, like that sucks. Like, why would you, admit to liking those or whatever? So for us, it was just we wanted to show people that like, yeah, there's that part, but there's also really cool people that like you might be afraid to say the things that you love and like, tell everyone about it because of that negative stuff. But you shouldn't be like afraid of that. You should just like try to find people who can like love the same things as you.
And I was really drawn to the whole concept because it feels like fashion is also such a big part of what the Galactic Coven does. Really,
Yeah.
just these fantastic looks that I'm like, how do folks dream these up? So I'm curious, where did fashion come to as like a natural link?
Yeah, I feel like for us it was a natural thing because a lot of us, when we were in the chat too, it's like a lot of us are into like costuming and like just like a lot of like art direction or just like fashion in general. And even some of us are like in the group are like style influencers or are known for being style influencers. So it just kind of happened. It wasn't so much like we're like everyone needs to like wear all these pretty clothes all the time or whatever, but it's just that all of us already have an interest in it. So it was kind of cool that way because obviously I feel like us all wearing the red doing that kind of like gave us that attention, which is awesome. And again, also great that we can show people that you can like fashion and like wear all these clothes and whatever, but also still be like a huge nerd, like because I know that's another part of like being a fangirl in fandom. Like just because I like clothes and dressing up doesn't mean I'm a real fan, So we also want to show that too. Like there isn't a specific look, to be like a total nerd.
Yeah, that resonates so deeply with me as well. I feel like I 100% agree. So I'm, in addition to being a big Star Wars junkie, big Disney junkie, I'm a video gamer as well. And that is the same, right? That's the same archetype where folks think that there is a certain way you're supposed to look if you're a true fan, right? But really, when you look at the films, like the fashion in Star Wars films is incredible.
It's amazing. Like, it's just so inspiring, right? Because it's like they really, like, I mean, I guess that's like costume designer is like, that's a job, right? It's because they really think about every single piece and like what that represents for the character, or like how clothes can change over movies because the character is also growing. So, you know.
So I'd love to hear a bit about the gala that's going on tonight.
Yeah, so we're all supposed to meet up again for the second time in real life. Hopefully with some of our girls from like the East Coast this weekend because it was celebration. And obviously that didn't happen because of the pandemic. And we're obviously very grateful because it's a scary time and none of us feel comfortable like being around like a ton of people. um, but because of that, we still wanted to put up like something for this week to just celebrate Star Wars. And so one of the girls in our group, Alyssa, had originally submitted 2 panels for actual celebration. And so she was just kind of like, I still want to do these panels. Like, I still want to put this out. So I really like think, if you guys are up for it, maybe we could like plan something for celebration. And so our other member, Ren, came up with the idea of this gala because they were really into that Met Gala challenge that was happening at the beginning of quarantine. I mean, all of us were, it was like amazing. And they had mentioned like, oh, I thought it would have been so cool if like some of us could have done that, but maybe we could do like a gala event for celebration, but like it'll be Star Warsy, So that's how this Canto Bite Gala came to be. And it is, I guess, our like big finale, our biggest thing that we've been like trying to like get the word out is tonight. So basically you just dress up in like your most fancy clothes, like as if you were on Canto Bite, and just hashtag us and tag us, and we're gonna like go. We've been going through the hashtags already, and it's like insane how many of you guys have been participating.
Yeah, we will drop the hashtags for everyone to follow along. So the best way to follow along with this whole weekend and the gala tonight is that on Instagram?
Yes, Instagram is like our main platform. We do have a Twitter, but we normally just repost our Instagram things onto the Twitter for now. But yeah, just our Instagram, which is at Galactic_Coven. You can find everything that we've been doing because we basically put on like a whole like con in a way. I don't think we were expecting to do that, but we did. So we've been starting like all this content posting on Thursday. So if you haven't been following us, and this is like your first time hearing about us, you could just go back 3 days. You have 3 days worth of content where we have 2 panels up so far. We're going to have 2 today, I think. We've been doing features of other creators in fandom that like we like and inspire us, and we think like are super cool. So we want everyone to know about them. We've also featured a bunch of small shops, and some of them have also given us promo codes that you could use this weekend as well.
Yeah, I loved the partnership with small shops as well because that's something I'm really passionate about. Perfecting the Magic, we love highlighting. There's just so many creators, so many fantastic small shops out. And so, what was the inspiration for tying that into this event?
Well, we like same too. We just like love artwork, so like a lot of times during this quarantine, I mean, besides in general, we like all just like that, but in quarantine a lot of us were like, oh, we're gonna start like redecorating our rooms, we're gonna like finally put artwork up, like whatever. And so I think it just kind of like went even crazier from then, because then we're like now sharing everything that we like and like are finding. So again, like I said, when we started the whole Instagram, we wanted it to be like a place where it wasn't just like focused on like the 22 of us. It was always going to grow from that into us showcasing other people. So that's how this whole small shop thing happened, because we were like, these artists are amazing. They make great work that like we want to put up on our walls, and like some of it is just like, and this could be like a bad thing to say, but some of it is better than like official art out there. I'm sorry, so I'm just like, these people are amazing and they're like so talented. And also because of the pandemic, a lot of them rely on cons, and all that's been like canceled. And so it's just kind of like trying to help where we can.
So I'm curious, any favorite looks that you've seen that have come up over the weekend that you want to highlight or share?
I'm like, my brain is like everywhere. I like went through some today, and I'm just like, I can't even say which ones just because I like see them and I'm like, oh my god, like that's great, and then I scroll and I'm like, oh my god, that's another one. I think one that I'm like, for whatever reason I'm like really like stuck on right now is Tori. I think she's like the Mandatorian. She has one where she has like a Mon Calamari with her, which I was like, what? Like, where did you get that?
I saw that. That was a total jaw drop moment because you had to click through, and,
Yeah.
and then the last moment you were like, "That's a mic drop." That was a mic drop moment. Yeah.
So that one's been great. We've had Ash and Brian submit something for us, and their photo is like obviously the cutest because I just feel like they're the cutest. I mean, everyone's like, I feel like everyone's been like doing great dark side looks, you know. And I mean, I loved yours. Yours was great. Like,
This was my first one. This was my first swag at it. So thank you, though.
It's good. I love that crown. Like, oh, and the makeup. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, that's the thing too. It's like people are like not just like, oh, I'm gonna put on fancy dress, but they're also like, I'm like doing like crazy makeup looks. I'm making stuff. We've had so many people tag us like leading up to this, being like, hey, can't wait. Like, I'm like making a lightsaber hilt or something, and I'm like, what? What? So
yeah, that surpasses my own skill level. I'll tell you that much. Yeah.
I was like, you guys like just take it over from me because I'm not gonna do anything as cool as that.
Do you have a look planned for tonight's gala?
I do have a look. I like took this, I will say, like a couple months ago because I was just like, I don't know, because we were still kind of like, oh, we want to put something out, but I wasn't sure because we hadn't like organized it, like finalized, okay, like everyone, we're doing it. So I had like bought this thing and I was like, I'll put it on. So I do have a look. I took the photo, but I'm kind of like, do I want to post it now that I'm seeing everybody's? And it's like,
of course you do. You have to. Now we've got everyone here who's going to be waiting. They'll call you out on that.
I know. I should have said that. I should have just been like, no, I don't have one.
Well, you can follow along with all of the activities. We're going to got links right down in the bio here for how you can follow along with the whole Galactic Coven celebration. Totally. Also encourage you, like Kathryn mentioned, go back, see all the fantastic content that has been whipped up over the course of these last 3 days. You will not regret it. If you are a Star Wars junkie, it is definitely going to inspire you to bring your Star Wars style to another level. Kathryn, thank you so much for chatting with us today.
Thanks for having me. It was really fun. And hopefully I didn't ramble too much. I'm just like...
Oh, no. You did great. You did great. Now, remember, if you're interested in seeing even more videos where we'll cover the whole world of Star Wars style, Disney fashion, and more, go ahead and hit the subscribe to channel button, and then you can be the first to know when we release new videos. So I'm Juliet signing off for now. Thanks again to Kathryn, and so much fun chatting Galactic Coven with you today. As always, we'll see you on over at the website perfectingthemagic.com and of course inside the parks.